Hello guys, and welcome back to Supreme Ruler Ultimate. In the last episode, World War II kinda sorta just broke out, but not the way you'd expect it to. Poland is not involved. Instead, Italy has declared war on France. And that's what we're going to be dealing with for a majority of this video. I don't know what to say. That's not how it went in real life. Can they pull it off? Or if because it's Italy, suddenly the Allies will do a lot better. Maybe even because it's just several months too early, because Germany hasn't even gone for Poland yet. Either way, let's see what happens. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Take a look at the war over here. The UK has finally landed some troops. Oh man, let's put this on normal speed real quick. Finally landed some troops over here to help defend their French allies while not getting directly involved in the war. There's massive, we can't see the French troops, but there's massive fighting going on over here. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Germans have sent in a whole bunch of troops to assist their Italian friends in claiming France without getting involved directly themselves. The UK has deployed a lot of its navy, but it's not really going to help. They need to deploy more land troops. Otherwise, the Italians are just going to keep pushing up and up and up until they claim Paris. The few troops the British sent are either dead or dying or running for their lives already. There's more incoming. They are sending more. A very low amount, and they're sending them down here, which is not the best. Definitely not the best. There's just too many Italian and German troops here. Especially the Germans. The Germans are who's going to win this war for the Italians. They may not claim any of the land out of this, but a strong Italy is definitely a strong Germany. Now, I know the UK definitely would not like it if I started making treaties with Italy. I don't think anybody would, except the Axis, but maybe some friendship treaties with Italy. Oh, actually, I already have the friendship treaties. I kind of want to get line of sight with them or something. Just so I can see what's going on their part. My people hate Italy. But I don't plan on going to war with them. At least not anytime soon. Maybe I could start with France, actually. I don't have any treaties with France. And they're gonna die anyway. I'm gonna get line of sight with Italy just so I can keep an eye on what they're doing. Plus, it'll make them like me a little more, hopefully, maybe. So I want to see more of what's going on over here. More British are landing. I can't see any of the French, but... Oh, man. Oh, man! Blown up the moment he landed. 83 million? That's fine. Now I can see all the Italian troops. And boy, oh boy, are they being supported by the Germans. Here's the French troops. A bunch of motorized engineers and mounted infantry. A lot of Italian planes. A lot of Italian planes. More and more German assistance coming. The French over here are getting overwhelmed and they're not going to hold out. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, God. That's insane. Yeah, there's not enough French troops to go up against both Germany and Italy. And the UK is not sending enough help.
There isn't enough military goods either.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. France still has some military goods. Italy has more. And Germany's actually almost out. The UK is actually making more than they're using currently. So they probably will help France. But still, against both Italy and there's some French units here I can't see. Maybe I'll get a line of sight maybe with France as well, just so I can see their side of it. Although I don't want to waste the money on someone that I'm pretty sure is going to be dead anyway. Look at all these British ships. Also, this is a good time to explain. There's a unique mechanic in this game called the Battle of the Atlantic. Essentially, when the UK is at war, so long as they're at peace with certain other people like Canada or the US, then you fighting them can put naval units around like this area here and here, and it will raid the UK's convoys. This can happen in any era if you have it enabled, and it only affects the UK. It's an interesting little thing they implemented to try to simulate real life. Oh man, let's take a look at the war statistics. So, Italy... Oh my god, France has already lost 170,000 people compared to Italy with 95,000. That includes the war deaths in Ethiopia. France has lost 470 units, only killed 93. Italy and Germany are racking up the kills here. United Kingdom has lost 74, 75, and only killed 14. 28,000 people dead. Germany's only lost about 31,500. That is crazy. The Allies are getting their asses handed to them. And Poland hasn't even been attacked yet. This is before the invasion of Poland. An Italy-led offensive. Oh man. Italy also has like the superior air power here. France is desperately trying to hold on to Marseille here. Marseille? Although they're running out of any worthwhile units to defend. Like, what are these? Artillery? And that's it? They're running out of units, and it's not looking too good for them. But it's a brutal battle of attrition that's happening. UK is moving all sorts of units. They need to send their merchant marines here and then go move them down. Rather, instead, they've been sending them around, like, underneath. Fucking brutal. Oh, and we got fighting in the colonies as well. Italy has claimed a good part of French Tunisia. Little, small parts of French Algeria. Anywhere else? No, I don't think so. Once France dies, all these French colonies will actually become independent, and Italy will just be remained with this border gore of territory claims for the time being. And all the colonies will, when they become independent, they actually are not involved in the war. So that's a thing to remember. Mark II Lanchesters. I think these are actually APCs, are they not? Yeah, I think so. Your APCs look like that. Ooh, the French are almost out of troops down here, it looks like. They don't have much left. They're building factories here. They have no air units over here, which is a big problem. They went from having like the most filled out military bar to having it only halfway. About the same as mine right now. About the same as Italy's, actually. But Germany's is all maxed out. They got a really strong military. Damn, dude, Italy and Germany's populations, like, hate them. Germany at 17.4%. Even at war, France is maintaining a 10.6% inflation rate. That's hilarious. One thing I gotta note is while I am judging inflation a lot in this game, in World War II, inflation rates between 5% and 20% were very normal. When I call inflation rates high, I'm basing it off of modern day real life. So me having an inflation rate of 5.9% right now is actually pretty damn low for the time period. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do like to keep mine more in the bounds of real life. Depending.
Modern day real life.
Modern day real life. Looks like a chunk of German troops over here that pushed ahead have actually been cut off after losing this town and the French supplies reclaiming this territory right here. Which means they are still going to get supplies from these mines, but they're in a precarious situation. They need to reclaim this village. They're going to keep pushing. Looks like the Germans are definitely spearheading the assault for the Italians. I don't mind if Italy gets big, honestly. Because at least Italy likes me. So if Germany wants to help Italy take land, that's fine by me. Ooh, boy. Ooh, fucking boy. How's my election going? Still gonna win? My treaty integrity is at 79.3%. Really getting back up there. Yours is 69.4. Russia's is 76.5. Italy's is 48.6. The world market is outraged at them, yet giving them a subsidy of 60.5. I imagine France has been given world market advisors and I just missed it. French spy... Or no, the French West Africa captured a spy from Germany. Germany, the world market is pleased with because they haven't really directly gotten involved in the war. Treaty integrity is 82.8%. They were allied with Italy when they started this war, so that gave them a little bit of a hit to their treaty integrity. I actually have a world market subsidy rate of 77.8%. That's a huge buff to like all of my trades that I make, and they're delighted with me. So my reputation with them has finally repaired itself. That's good. Oh my god. That was the sound of a lot of infrastructure being destroyed all at once. Due to all the massive fighting that's been happening here, the infrastructure has just been getting destroyed. Look at this! Look at all the French troops, they're dying! They're finally about to lose Marseille! This massive Italian/German push is actually finally about to destroy what's over here. Oh, no, but they're bringing more troops in. Oh my god, how goes the military supplies? France is basically out of military supplies. Italy is still chugging along. Let's see, Germany. Germany is basically out, and the UK still has more than they need. Although they are using a lot more of it now. They're desperate. Look at it. The UK troops are desperately, like, pouring in here, trying to maintain this area, because this is, like, the most important, biggest front right now. All these military complexes and everything are just getting completely destroyed. The French are trying to keep them rebuilding, but there's just so much fighting that they definitely just cannot keep up with it. Now, there's a French election happening. Gonna win their election. Amazingly, not a lot of emigration from the French. From the Italians, there is. Makes sense. Oh shit! Oh shit! They just took the place north of Marseille. Ah, they just took Marseille. Even with all the British troops pouring in, it was not enough, and I don't even know if any of these troops are really gonna make it or do much. There's only like one more port right over here. Yeah, there's only one more port in southern France that the UK can use to ship in reinforcements. All the French troops down here are pretty much dead. The UK has poured a lot more troops into France and is, for the most part, holding this area for France. Oh my god. This little patch of Germans has been mostly stamped out, it looks like. The British are getting a lot more involved. Let's take a look. I honestly think France has lost most, if not all, of their land military. 236,000 losses, the UK with 51,000. Italy losing 126, almost 1,000. More than you've lost, Dema. 231 unit deaths, but 644 kills. This is insane. Of course, their statistics also blend in with Ethiopia. But, oh boy, this is crazy. The UK is really taking a hands-on role here, trying to stop France from falling. Looks like France is going to be alive a little while longer. I'm gonna get a line of sight treaty with France because I want to see what's happening behind the French borders. Now, just for the record, Paris doesn't have to fall for France to surrender. Whenever the French feel that they cannot win, whenever their population and their military becomes completely worn out from this war, they can and will surrender. So the British need to make sure that they do everything they can. Throwing that money at France will maybe help them out a little. I now have a line of sight behind France, and yep, we take a look. Most of the French land military has been destroyed. There's really not a lot left. They're relying on garrisons and like Air Force. I don't know what the deal with their navy is. I know they start out with not a half bad navy. Not that it will help them in this war. If Italy takes Paris, though, they're gonna get the entire French navy and anything that remains of the French military. Pushing up over here. Oh, this is insane. Turkey annexes Haiti, which was part of French Syria, I believe. Probably this area right here. It's become a part of Turkey. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that alone. How goes the Asian war front? Any progress? Yes, looks like you got a little offensive going again. Mostly involving artillery and AA guns, with some amount of offensive units. Pushing on Zhaozuang. Down towards Zuho. Yuho. Although it doesn't look like you have nearly enough offensive units to actually push through here, unfortunately. Some fighting on the western side. It's just a J-94 fucking with a garrison. Ooh, what happened over here? Japanese Manchukuo has lost 3 villages to the Russians. So there is some Russian presence over here, in fact. There is, in fact, a Russian presence over here. Slowly but surely encroaching. Oh, boy. Back over here. The French have gotten some more troops over here, actually. Most of the British troops have died or run away. These are a lot of them running away. The main reason they're running away is because they need to heal. And so they're running to the safety of the UK to replenish themselves. Yeah, as you can see, like the French ones and British ones running away here. They're running away so that they don't die completely and they can still recover and then come back to fight another day. A lot of the French units might just be in reserves right now. All these ones are running to go into reserves so that they can start replenishing. A lot of French units over here. I think what's happening is the French actually have a lot of their units in reserves. And every time the Italians get closer, they just, boom, all the units come out of reserves, which is not the best idea. Because it means they won't be the most efficient, but the Italians are still slowly pushing forward. I wish this game had, like, arrows for me to draw on the map. I'm curious what will happen, because it's so ahistorical, there's a good chance Belgium and the Netherlands will get involved. And Belgium is allied with Denmark, Norway, and Switzerland. Watching Switzerland get dragged into the war would be pretty interesting. Netherlands also allied with Switzerland, Denmark allied with Belgium, Norway allied with Belgium. There's a little teeny tiny block centered around Belgium right now. Poland is still not involved in the war. And I think they're using this to try to build up their military. Russian military seems to be as big as Italy's right now, when I compare them with these little bars here. Let's take a look at... Italy now has the 2nd largest military production capability. If that's the case, I could probably turn some of my military production back on. I think I'm going to try that. Turn some of my air ones back on. Bring one online, see what that does. I want to stay not in first place. I just don't want the MILCAP penalties. USSR still has the largest army, so they're taking a big MILCAP penalty right now. So is the UK having the most production facilities. That's going to go to Italy probably by the end of this war. So no one's going to really like USSR or Italy very much, I don't think. If they hold those for that long. The world will see them as a threat. That takes time to happen, though. It's not immediate. Look at all the French troops over here. They're all running to Limoges Limoges, and they're going into the reserves here so they can start to heal, is what's happening. While some guys sit out here trying to keep the place defended. Some more British troops, motorized engineers, running for the front. Look at this overwhelming amount. There's just so many Italian and German troops. Marseille is completely overrun. There's not even a pocket of German and French resistance here. What is this? There's a Bismarck. Oh my god. They have the Bismarcks already? Germany started making Bismarcks, and with the UK not in the war right now, that means there's no naval fight. If Germany starts pumping out more and more Bismarcks, the UK's navy will have a force to be reckoned with. Really, it's in the UK's best interest to directly hop into the war here and start wiping out the navies of the Axis. I'm not gonna lie, out of every time I played this, it was with Spheres of Influence on, I've never seen the Axis come out winning the war in the end. But it could very well happen with all this shit happening. Oh man. I'm gonna bump the speed back up to fast now that the most exciting part has passed. Oh, Italy now has the most military fabrication. The most. I think we actually have the same amount. We have the exact same amount, but they're the ones getting the milk cap penalty. Fine by me. Theirs is only gonna grow. Oh, look at this. There's like a fucking German-Italian offensive pushing down this road, getting awfully close to Paris. A lot of these guys are coming out of reserves. They need to start deploying because the Germans and Italians are kind of rushing Paris, and if Paris falls, that's going to be a big hit. The French are going to lose a good amount of their resources. They're going to lose a good amount of their morale, their money, and they might just straight up surrender. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. But hey, at least France's treaty integrity is almost at 100%. At least they'll die with everybody loving them. And I just accidentally fucked something up there. Whoops. They're gonna run into these garrisons. Looks like they're having some supply problems pushing down the road. Because it's just covered in forest, and they need more towns in the area. They have so many troops here. Keeping them all supplied must be a bitch. Large Italian air presence, but... God, the French, why are you not moving your troops? Well, for one, you might be out of military goods. I guess they don't want to burn through these any faster than they have to just yet. Even some British troops back here, the Mark 1 Bren carriers, some Lanchesters. The Bren carriers end up being in the hands of, like, everybody by the end of this war. Ooh, here we go, here we go. We got a big push now. Come on. Push over here in Dijon as well. There's a railway right here. If they capture this railway, it's literally going to lead them right to Paris. And that's a big thing. Because as you see, you don't need fuel to move down a railway. And you move at a set speed. So now that they have this railway like completely under their control, they can just follow it directly into Paris. That's a major oof. France is definitely on its way to falling. Some isolated Panzer Is here that are going to die. Yeah, they're going to die. Oh boy. It's getting so exciting. Oh! Germany and the USSR have signed a non-aggression pact. Yes, this is also historically accurate. That means the event chain leading up to the invasion of Poland is underway. Germany will soon invade Poland, and Russia might also get involved. Turkey wants to buy industry goods for military goods. No, Turkey. That's not even a fair trade. I finished the military goods facility I was making. Looks like I'm still going to need more. Maybe just a little more. That's where that one was built. Let's build one. Let's build one somewhere around here. Got one over there. Let's build one right here in this place whose name I definitely cannot pronounce. Just one by one. Oh, the Germans and Italians have followed the railroad like I suspected they would. And they're now outside Paris. That is not good for the French. We still have a lot of their troops over here being retarded. A lot of their air powers around here. A lot of garrisons. I love how this is how the Maginot Line has been subverted. By just going through the mountains of the border of Italy and France. Ooh, ooh! Oh my god! The Italians went in and they captured something here. And then they got pushed right back out with the deployment of all these air forces and all the garrisons and shit chilling in Paris. I'll bump the speed back down to normal because it's a lot to keep up with. Oh, France has finally deployed all the units they had down here to push up with a counteroffensive just south of the large push that it looks like mainly the Germans have been spearheading. The Germans also are going, interestingly enough, for the Maginot Line. Terrible idea, by the way, now that the French have managed to set up all their garrisons, but... Oh, look at this. All the French troops have managed to cut through part of the German offensive here, and they're all reaching Paris. That's going to make Paris a lot harder to take. It feels like the German and Italian offensive might be losing steam. Italy has actually landed over here on Corsica and claimed half the island for themselves with a bunch of their motorized units. They should claim this place because it would give them a port. But less land in France's hands means more power in Italy's hand. I think a lot of the Italian troops have had to heal as well, and probably the Germans. Look at the war stats. I haven't done this in a bit. France losing 324,000 troops. 780 units, killing 317. Most of the losses have been from Italy, but Germany's lost a fair amount as well, but their KDRs are insanely high. The UK, also a terrible KDR, losing about 76,000 units. Germany, nearing 100,000 at this point. And Italy well surpassed 100,000 in total since the start of the game. France has reclaimed the area around Paris. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen France put up this much of a fight. They're desperately trying. The Germans are being dumb by going for the Maginot Line. There's no reason to go for the Maginot Line right now. Especially while it's so ultra defended. Like, they're not going to get anything out of this, I don't think. Nothing big, anyway. Ooh, some French Foreign Legion holding this off. I'm actually going to go ahead here, and I'm going to tell the Philippines to plop down another oil field. Just one. I don't want to completely bankrupt them. And I know they have enough of an economy that they can actually take out debt. They have an amazing credit rating. This may fuck with them a little bit, but it's fine. They're a colony. Any excess oil they make, they just hand me for free, which is good. So I'm just going to have them plop down the one. Just one for now, just because I don't want to fuck with them too bad. Guam, actually, despite having, deflation, their economy in disarray, people, leaving in droves, they are actually about to finish those 2 rubber plantations, it looks like. Maybe. A big part of it might have been when I was getting treaties with them. I think I threw a little bit of money at them, so that probably helped them. I see your Japanese Northern Mariana has had no luck. Might throw a little bit more money at Guam just to get them by. Might as well. I'm stinking rich. Here's 121 million. Have fun with it. All right, I've given Guam 121 million. That should be enough to get them to finish these rubber plantations. More than enough. And also, buy whatever it is they need, like food or whatever, which is making their population leave in fucking droves. What's Puerto Rico doing? Puerto Rico's doing alright, actually. Maybe I'll make the Puerto Ricans build something. They have oil. Maybe make them plop down an oil field. Whenever you make your colonies do things like this, they're usually not ready for it, and it can hurt them, but they only have room for the one oil field, so I'll just do that. Out of everything I want from them, it's going to be oil, because oil is just going to become more and more valuable as this goes by.